Okay, here we go. This is the Fife Property Market update from the 2nd of June to yesterday, the 8th of June. Looking right across the market, exactly what's happening in the market just now. Supply and demand across all the micro regions like Fife, Cooper, St Andrews, East Neuk, Levenmouth, Glenorthus, Kirkcaldy, and Dunfermline. Gives you a good idea in each area exactly what you should be looking for, exactly what you could be offering if you're a buyer, especially if you're a seller as well, exactly how you should be approaching the market right now. 1,066 properties on the market, according to Zoopla, right across the whole of Fife with all the estate agents. That's more than there has been in the last couple of years. So there's a good oversupply just now, and I would say good because it balances off the market. It tells us straight away though that it might take a wee bit longer for people to sell, and it'll probably sell round about the home report value. And the boom times are probably well and truly over. The one that we need to watch out for and look out for in the next couple of weeks is the base rate decision. That should be not this Thursday, but the next Thursday, which I think is the 20th. Correct me if I'm wrong. The 20th of June, will the base rate decision by the Bank of England, will it actually come down a quarter of a point to 5%? That could be good news. It could stimulate the market a wee bit more and actually keep it moving on. Definitely, we need more people possibly to buy just a wee bit more across the Fife area, especially in the East Neuk area and especially in the St Andrews area. St Andrews suffering right now with an oversupply, quite a serious oversupply as well. Probably due to a lot of new builds in that area and huge incentives that these new builds have given, like, for example, full stamp duty paid, low deposits. All these different things are encouraging people. So the resale markets are actually suffering in these areas and taking a wee bit longer to sell than usual. Okay, so let's look right across the Fife property market right now. Look at some of the numbers. Let me get this up right in front of me on the screen so you can see this and I could discuss it with you, exactly what's going on across the regions in the last week. Here we are right here. Okay, so as we can see in the Cooper area, 13 properties came to market, instructed by all the estate agents in the Cooper area. 8 properties actually sold. So supply outstripping demand a wee bit. East Neuk, 6 properties came on, 11 sold, which is good news. East Neuk suffered the other way the last week. St Andrews, same good news again. 6 come on, 12 actually sold, which is really good news for the St Andrews area, balancing it off a wee bit, bringing that oversupply down some, just a slight amount. But if that continues, it could be good news for the St Andrews and the East Neuk areas. Levenmouth, 22 came on, 8 properties actually sold. Now, Levenmouth's actually been outstripping, demand has been outstripping supply for a long time. So there's no surprise there's a rebalance here in the 1 week. Remember, 1 week does not make a trend, as my managing director used to say to me all the time when I did his KPIs as an accountant in industry. Anyway, let's get back to this and talk about this. It throws me back to my days of my accountancy and running manufacturing businesses. Anyway, let's look at the Dunfermline area. 56 came on, 61 sold. So Dunfermline's quite a balanced market. Glenorthus 9 came on, 15 sold. Kirkcaldy 29 came on, 27 sold. So overall, a good balance right across the Fife property market. 141 versus 142 actually sold. That's pretty good news. There's a wee bit in terms of the 9 versus 15 for Glenorthus. 9 came on, 15 sold. However, 11 new builds came on in the same week as well. Which isn't including these figures because we don't find out how many new builds are actually sold because they don't register them. They register them when they come onto the websites, but they don't register them when they actually sell. So we keep these numbers out. So just to give you a bit of balance, Glenorthus may seem like demand is outstripping supply, but it's not necessarily the case because there's 11 new builds come on in the week from new build suppliers. Okay, so let me talk about this. If you're a landlord or an investor, or you're thinking about being an investor, there's a couple of shows that Richard and I did this week. Yesterday was definitely the one to listen out for. It is on this link. It is about landlord profit boost, smooth and smart financial management for your buy-to-let. I gave a lot of good tips, top tips and secrets as an accountant, former accountant as well, how all the things that you could be doing in order to minimize your tax bill, and using smart repairs and replacements to do that, reviewing your regular outgoings, increasing your income and how to do that as well, claiming every allowable expense as well, and how to remove the financial shocks. So that's a really good article, came on this. Richard and I did it yesterday, and a really good insight into that market as well. Talking about insights, Fife Landlords' perspective on recent trends. It was another midweek show Richard and I did. This was about the buy-to-let property market. It's seen significant changes over the past few years, with noticeable increases in a number of available properties, rental properties, and slowdown in increases in rent. Rents are beginning to slow down a bit. So if you want to know about that in the national regional trends, you can click on this link and drill into that show, listen to the podcast, watch the show, or you can read the article. Read the article basically for these two shows that we did. The article takes about 3 to 4 minutes. The shows and the podcast take an hour, because we go in full detail in this, and I give you an exact belts and braces assessment of where we are right now as a landlord investor and property investor as well myself for 30 years. I've just bought another couple of properties recently, and agreed that, and I was speaking to the person today about that. Okay, so I'm active in the buy-to-let investment market. So who else better to learn from if you're property investing and thinking about getting into property investing? Okay, so one of the things we want to talk about as well, what's coming to market, what's sold with us, and also what's over the line, keys handed over, because it gives you a really good insight into what's happening overall. Let me just drill down on these numbers. Sales. Let's look at some graphics here, so we can get them. I'll get that in front of me. Here we go here. First one over the line. This is the one everybody told us, oh, you'll never sell that for that price. Okay, Pilmuir Farm Cottage is away. Sold in 2 months. Offers over 200,000. A 1-bedroom semi-detached cottage out in the middle of nowhere, in the countryside. Amazing views over the landscapes towards Largo Law. Sits in the sun all day long. Potential to extend at the rear. It is now gone. Offers over 200,000. It's actually away within 2 months, which is the average, actually. So it just shows you, if somebody tells me I can't do it, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it. Okay, Beach Park is another one which is away. If you were thinking about getting that, it's sold in 3 weeks. 3-bedroom semi-detached house, and it was offers over 225,000. This was one was on it. So if you've got a 3-bedroom semi-detached house in the Beach Park area, that's kind of where they're going for. 225,000 offers over. Kelsey House, Auchtermuchty, sold in 3 months, 2-bedroom ground floor flat, and it was offers over 120,000. They're still very popular. They take 2 to 3 months to sell on average all the time, so it never really changes for Kelsey House and Auchtermuchty. But that's what I mean. If you're thinking about selling in that area in Auchtermuchty, and you do have Kelsey House, and you're just so happen you're listening to this, the sun and the moon and the stars all aligned at once for some reason, and you're listening to this show, what's the chances of that, if that is the case? If you've got a property like that and you're thinking to yourself, how long is it going to take to sell? Mine will sell, no bother. Everybody tells you that. It is 2 or 3 months to sell these types of properties. So you need to start your journey now in order for the sale to take place. And then you've got to get through conveyancing. So by this time, you'll maybe just make it before Christmas. 17th of July is the deadline to sell your house, get an offer accepted on your house, get it on, and get it sold before Christmas. Yes, I have mentioned the C word, Christmas, just around the corner. Give us a chance. We're not even in summer yet. Yeah, okay, summer's just around the corner. Let's stick with that now. Okay, so let me talk about coming soon. Actually, Brighton Road. Brighton Road is away as well. This is a cracker. Here we go. Brighton Road's away as well. Brighton Road in Cooper, sold in 3 months. 4-bedroom detached bungalow. Offers over 400,000. It is away now. So if you've got Brighton Road in that area, offers over 400,000 for 4-bedroom detached bungalows. They're selling well, and they're selling at that price. Look at that playing field right at the back of there. Absolutely amazing. Open views. Sits in the sun all day long. Most of our houses sit in the sun all day long for some reason. Don't ask me why, because I don't know either. They just sit in the sun all day long. At some point in time, somewhere, you'll sit in a garden, and that's my job, to tell people where about in the garden you can actually sit in the sun all day long. It's very few times you actually get anywhere where you can't sit somewhere in the garden all day long and sit in the sun. After all, well, that's what we like. Properties coming to market. Listen out for this. If you're looking for properties and you're wanting to get a heads up before anyone else, Rumdew and Crescent and Kettlebridge, a 1-bedroom detached bungalow. That's going to be popular. 1-bedroom detached, and I'll mention the word bungalow, Detached as well is another popular thing, and it's in a nice, quiet, peaceful location. So one bedroom detached bungalow in Kettlebridge. If you're interested in that one, message us direct on this post and mention it first. We'll get your details and we'll tell you more about it before it goes to the portals, before you see it on here as well. You get heads up beforehand. This is why you watch the Sunday night update, to make sure you're in there before anyone else. Glenacle Gardens in Anstruther, 4-bedroom semi-detached house. It actually looks over the park, which is a great location. It's got a good sized plot as well, and it has actually been extended, and it could be for an elderly member of the family or a more mature son or daughter who wants their own space. There's a place there as well, a wee extension of it. Jamie Anderson Place in St Andrews, that is a 3-bedroom end terraced house. That will be coming on as well. And Middle Cottage in Kilrenny is a 2-bedroom terrace cottage, and that will be coming on as well. You've probably seen the pre-portal with that recently on the East Neuk Fife Properties page. Okay, so what's over the line? Let's talk about what's over the line this week. Actually, talking about house prices. Zoopla House Price Index was out this week, as you'll see here. And we talked about this. I talked about this, did a podcast during the week. If you want to hear that podcast, you're more than happy to click on it. I'll give you a quick summary update about the Zoopla, what Zoopla says about the house price index. Annual UK house price inflation, according to Zoopla, is minus 0.1%. That's neither here nor there, basically level. The city level price inflation ranges from -3% to plus 3.6% in the Belfast area. Southern cities continue to register modest price falls. Scotland's doing extremely well in terms of price. Still, there's still a plus point in Scotland. So there is a north-south divide. As you get further down to London, prices are dropping, but not double-digit drops. When you come up to the north of England, prices are actually stable around a zero, or they're just moving up a wee bit. And when you get into Scotland, they're up about 2% on year. Momentum and sales activity continues with 13% more sales agreed, according to Zoopla, than the year before. There are many homes for sale than at any point in the last 8 years. This is what I talk about oversupply. According to Zoopla, and they know their stuff because they're obviously listing all these properties, they say there are more homes for sale than at any point in the last 8 years. Up 20% year on year in number terms and 25% higher in value terms year on year. Zoopla goes on to say more supply boosts choice and will keep price inflation in check in the second half of 2024, just coming up from July to December. The north-south divide in house price inflation is set to remain, as I'd explained there, about, north in terms of Scotland's doing quite well. When you get right down to London, it's obviously they're in negative territory in terms of house price increases or decreases. The general election is likely to reduce upward momentum in sales agreed, but the committed buyers will continue to secure sales. But after the general election on the 4th of July, what will happen is all these people have held off just for the general election will jump back into the market. So you should see a wee boost once the general election is actually over. Okay, let's talk about what's completed over the line. Keys handed over. So why do I talk about this? Because it gives you a good idea what the offers over prices are going for on terms of the property that we're selling, and probably generally right across Fife itself. So it gives you a good idea. So Wincross and East Links was a very popular house that came on. Very rarely do these properties come on in the East Links area, overlooking the 16th fairway on the golf course. It was a 4-bedroom semi-detached house, and it actually took 7 months to sell. I mean, it went for home report value, 400,000. Offers over 400,000. It went for 400,000. Took a wee bit longer than usual. It did have a couple offers before, which didn't quite happen as a result of the buyer's circumstances, but finally over the line 7 months later. So it tells you straight away, if you think your house is going to sell within the next couple of weeks after you putting it on, think again. And can you afford to wait if it doesn't? That's what you've got to think about. And if you can't afford to wait, if it doesn't, then you need to think about seriously putting your house on now and getting an estate agent that's skillful in managing your sale to make sure it coincides with the next property you've bought, the one that you've not even found yet. And that is a skill that some estate agents have. We do it all the time. managing the sale. So if you want to know more about that, please contact us and we'll discuss it with you. Next one over the line is Seaview in Craighead Farmhouse, 2-bedroom apartment. It actually sold in 5 months for 0.7 over the home report value. It represented another £2,500, another £2,500 extra towards covering fees. That's what it comes down to. Offers over 350,000. It went for 352,500, 2-bedroom apartment overlooking the Crail golf course. That's about the same price as that house that was sold in Leiden, which is a 4-bedroom, semi-detached house, and that's a 2-bedroom apartment. Both overlooking a golf course too. Just shows you the way when you move along into the East Neuk area, how the price actually goes up as a natural result of that. And then when you go up to St Andrews, the price jumps even higher in terms of the price as well. And so it's really down to location, location, location. You could take a 2-bedroom ex-local authority property in Leven at 75,000. You could stick it in St Andrews and it's on at 250,000, and it's still the same house, but it's just a different location. It makes a difference in the price straight away. So the next one, Hillview Road in Balmullo, St Andrews, was sold as well. Keys handed over. 2-bedroom, semi-detached bungalow, sold in 2 weeks, just over the home report value, £190,500. See what I mean about a lot of them are going for home report value now, or round about there. So if you're a buyer, you're wondering what to offer, then possibly that might be round about the figure. It might make it happen. Remember, all these price rises have now stabilised and they've all fed through into the home reports. The surveyors are now looking for evidence of what is actually passed. Plus, there's a price where you just go overboard and therefore affordability becomes really difficult for everybody. It's earning in the area. So the only way you could actually get beyond that is make sure you've got an agent that has a wider reach further afield into places like London, Edinburgh, and Glasgow. It just so happens one of our top searches for us, direct to our website, is London, at 10,000 people from the London area every single month coming on our website. 5,000 from Edinburgh coming on our website every single month looking for property in the Fife area. Rockmount Duraden in Scotty, a 4-bedroom detached house. It's sold in a lot longer, 10 months, but it's sold for home report value. Offers over 550,000. Now, I remember this was on with several other agents before, and it took quite a long time, and then it was basically time to give up. So we've managed to sell it eventually at 550,000. Keys handed over. Job done. Other people couldn't do, I suppose. Okay, Dewars Buildings, Park Hill, wee bit of lower price point, offers over 60,000, and it went for 65,000, 8% over the home report value. A first floor flat, 2-bedroom in the Leavenmouth area. So the lower price points are going for a higher percentage, possibly. The higher price points are stabilised now, and the home report values are usually generally where you're actually pitched it in terms of what you should expect to get at this point in time. Now, sometimes out the blue, you get that magical offer. If your estate agent knows what they're doing for property, and we often do that as well. So if you want to chat about that as well, we can certainly tell you about that, and one-to-one, by the way. We don't talk about people's values that they got for their house until the keys are handed over and it's actually concluded. Hence the reason why I always talk about the ones that we've actually sold, to say that, Pelmuir Farm cottage sold in 2 months, a 1-bedroom semi-detached cottage, offers over 200,000, but I don't actually tell you what it's sold for because the keys aren't handed over yet, but it's sold subject to concluded missives. So that's why we go in the beginning, subject to concluded missives, then the coming soon, what we've got coming on, and then finally keys handed over. Hopefully that gives you a really good insight. Finally, let's finish off by talking about Wealth Creation Show tomorrow. For anybody, you're just at the point where you think, why am I not doing better financially than ever in my life? Why am I not doing any better? And I'm knocking my head against the wall. Richard and I do this Wealth Creation Show every single week, live at 12:30. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about turning your ambition into income. An abundance of hungry entrepreneurs' dreams are about building a successful business or becoming a millionaire, possibly, or living a life on their own terms. This unwavering ambition is the fuel that drives most entrepreneurs to succeed. Now, if you kind of think, oh, I'm not really an entrepreneur, I'm just wanting to be a bit better off, then that's fine. Tune into tomorrow's show because I'll be talking about that as well, because I was never really starting out to be an entrepreneur. I knew what I wanted and I knew I wanted to be a millionaire. but I didn't know at that time how I was going to get there. But I trusted at some point in time the penny was going to drop and I was going to get there in the end. And so be it. It happened. And we teach that every single week at 12:30 live on the Wealth Creation Show. Tune into that tomorrow, 12:30 live. Rich and I'll be talking about that, about turning your into ambition and your entrepreneurship into ambition. And I'll see you tomorrow. Until next time, guys, I am Jim Parker for Fife Properties TV. Bye-bye for now.